So for the first part of this investigation, we're going to investigate how high our fragile item could be above the ground and the impact of it hitting the ground and it still survives. So we want to find that critical point where we can drop it and it doesn't break, or if it's just a little bit higher, we drop it and it does break. To do that, we're going to need some measuring tools. Now, you might not have a long ruler at home, but you could make one out of a piece of wood, put a bit of tape on it, and mark off how high each one is going to be. If you don't have a piece of wood, you could use a paper roll. If you've got any paper rolls in your spare parts department, you might be able to use that. The other thing, if you're really desperate, is to use an end of a broom handle. So I would start off like this and drop it from 5. Okay, all good. Now I'll drop it from 10. All good. Now I'll try dropping it from 20, and so on. You'll find somewhere up there the biscuit is going to fail and break. So for the next part of this investigation, we'll keep the biscuit flat on the table surface, and we'll put an object such as this little bit of wood. You don't want something too heavy, not something too light, but you want to be able to drop it fairly flat onto the biscuit and check that it doesn't break. And we'll keep doing that up, letting it go, and somewhere up here, don't worry about a few little chips, but somewhere up here to find the critical point of how high it is where some biscuit fails. So you can do the same thing with yours at home. Make sure you record your results in your workbook, which I'm about to do now. So you can start investigating now the falling impact of these biscuits from heights and see if you can find the critical breaking point again with different types of packaging material, etc., etc. So we'll end up with a results table that might look a bit like that, with the details filled in for how far above each of these things might have been when they failed. Now, that's the sort of thing that a scientist might do when they are looking at what sort of materials might work best to make a packaging material. And all of this information that you've collected is going to be really good information for deciding which type of material is going to be best to help us with our packaging of our biscuit or our fragile item. Can you see now why I thought I might call it Risk It for the biscuit?